Okay, we are live with Knolly Williams, my man Knolly Williams. How you doing today, sir?
I'm doing well, Jay. How are you doing, buddy? I
Man,
like the background.
hey, this is a real life background. This ain't fake, by the way. So
That's not a Zoom screen?
nope, that's real. Living in Puerto Rico, and that's a good way to kind of tee off this conversation. This is the first of our top 200 honey badger interviews of influencers within the real estate industry, influencers within EXP and the Honey Badger Group, which is our group of agents that have joined it. And so to share what's working. So what we're going to talk about in this particular video is what is it that Knolly's been doing to have the success he's had with agent attraction and the revenue share opportunity at EXP. So let's talk about some of the numbers right now. You have an extraordinary number of 72 frontline agents. 33 of them are qualified, meaning that they've closed a transaction of $5,000 GCI or 2 transactions if it wasn't 5,000. And then your total group size is at 154 agents. That's a bigger brokerage than I've ever ran, right? So definitely some huge numbers there. And you've been a guy that's been in the business for a long time. Your first 10 years in real estate, you sold over 1,000 homes. So you've got a ton of experience. And let's just talk about what are you doing, to grow your revenue share group here at EXP. And we'll just ask some questions. You can kind of share with us what best practices you're finding, the things you're finding that's working.
Yeah. So even before we kick that off, I have to say I'm one of those guys that, I had never really seen the EXP model for what it really is, for the opportunity that it really is. I had a lot of people approach me about EXP, but I didn't understand how it could help me. Honestly, I just didn't really get to see the big picture. I've been here 24 months so far, but it was only after I saw the big picture, Jay, that I joined. I was able to say, man, this is a life changer and a game changer. And I never was a recruiter, so I want to kick that off first because I was at Keller Williams for 10 years, and I think I attracted 7 people, man. So I definitely wouldn't get a Recruiter of the Year award.
Right. Right. I know the feeling. I was saying I was terrible at recruiting.
Yeah, I was terrible at it. So, but now here, I attracted more people in the first month at EXP than I did 10 years at Keller Williams, and it just the model, makes it easy to do. But kind of like you, I will say this: I'm one of those that likes to pay it forward and give back and share and teach. It's just what I enjoy doing. And so it's reciprocity, right? So what I do is I just share every, as much as I can. I drop a video on YouTube every day, and I just share what I'm doing, what's working, how to sell, how to have more success with listings, particularly, because that was my focus. That's always been my focus in the real estate game. And as I'm sharing, I just invite people to be part of what we're doing, and it's working.
It doesn't feel like you're recruiting when you're just trying to help people, does it? Right. That's the beautiful thing. So for those of you that may be watching this that aren't at EXP, or maybe you find yourself in the same place where you're like, I don't get it. I haven't had that aha moment. It's funny because when you say that, Knolly, what your experience was I think everybody's experience. I mean, at some point it finally clicks and you see it. And a lot of people, they just resist, and they just haven't ever actually had someone explain it where they actually get it. And so, maybe that'll come through in our conversation today where someone will have an aha moment and understand it. Talk about how your success has what you've been doing to be successful with it. So, you mentioned that you had more agents in your first month than you did in 10 years at Keller Williams. So, and YouTube, sharing videos on YouTube, but obviously a content strategy. We can dig into that a little bit. But what, that's a lot of momentum. What was, what did you do when you came on board? What was the first things that you did that resulted in that many people either, reaching out to you, or, did you make calls? What was the strategy when you came on board to get that much of a shift right out of the gate?
Yeah, that's a great question. So Jay, and this goes back to what I teach, Jay, too, is that you want to go with your personality profile. So whatever your personality profile is, that's what you want to use to attract. That's what you want to use to lead generate if you're building, you know, your real estate portfolio. So I've never been a cold caller. I've never made a single cold call. I've always had incoming business. Okay, so I created a story. Okay, and I created a you know, an idea or a story, and then I generated interest. So the first thing I did was just like we teach in real estate. When you get your license, you know, you share with everybody that you have a license and that you're there to help them. So I sent a letter out to, you know, people on my mailing list, and of course I emailed everyone on my mailing list, and I just shared with them, hey, here's what I'm doing, and here's how I can help you. And let me share this real quick, Jay. I was talking to a gal this morning on a three-way with one of my agents, and she's with a different brokerage, flat fee. She pays $500 per transaction. Okay, and so I asked her what her production was. And she does about 10 deals a year. So she's paying about $5,000. And then with the other expenses, it's about a $10,000 delta between where she is now and EXP. And her whole thing is, why would I want to pay that much money to EXP, 16,000, when, you know, theoretically, if you cap, you know, versus the 5,000. And what I was trying to get her to understand, what she finally understood, was her average commission was $10,000. Okay. So instead of trying to save money, her focus should have been on going from 10 deals to 40. Because you can spend the same amount of time doing 40 deals as it would take you to do 10. Okay. Right. And I said, now I did 10 deals. You've done 10 deals a year. That's what you've been doing for the last 4 years. I explained to her. I said, now I did 10 deals a month for 10 years in a row. Can you see how partnering with me, I could maybe teach you how to sell more houses than you're currently selling? Yeah, I can see that. Well, how much do you think you could sell? She said, I'd probably double or triple. I said, and how much would that be worth to you? She said, when we did the math, $200,000 or $300,000. So instead of trying to save the 10,000, you know, and it's just the age-old story, but a lot of people just can't see it. And what they find when they finally move to EXP is this is the company where you actually make more than 100%. I mean, you easily can make more than 100% here, and I certainly have. And there's multiple ways to make more than 100% here.
Right.
So it's the best game on the planet.
Yeah, there's nobody. Let me make this clear. So for these top 200 interviews, there's not one person on that top 200 list of honey badgers that is paying anything to EXP. They're getting paid to be at EXP.
That's right.
It's I don't know what you call it, 100 or 200% commission. Maybe it's not. It's more than 100%.
It's way more than that. And you know, for example, my revenue share was 16,000, just under about 500, about actually a couple $100 less than 16,000 last month. So yeah, so I capped. So I made back my cap in 1 month of revenue share, not counting the stock and everything else. So it's just phenomenal.
Right. Okay. So now you've got some things that you're doing to help agents, right? So, and you're putting some content out there, and ideally I would say that you putting content out on YouTube has people reaching out to you and asking about the opportunity. Is that how that's working for you?
Yeah. What I would say to our honey badgers, I mean, my formula has been, you know, you create a community. We create, just like you have the honey badgers, and you've encouraged each of us to have our own little, you know, group. And so I've got, my group is called Mentorship Masters. This is our success manual that I wrote for our group. It's called Mentorship Masters. And so our whole idea and our whole concept is that everyone can be a master. So it's not, I'm not the master, you know, we're all masters kind of growing together. And no matter what you've learned, even if you've only sold 5 homes, you know more than the guy that's only sold 2, right? So all you're doing is you're sharing your story. You're sharing your journey with other agents, helping them to become successful. Or maybe you went on a listing appointment and you learned something on that appointment. So you just make a video about it, you know, and you share that, or you could write a blog post or whatever your communication method is, but you basically teach other people to do what you teach them what you've learned.
Right.
And then you make the ask. It's like, hey, by the way, you make the invite, I should say.
Right.
Hey, by the way, if I could help you in any way with my personal help and coaching, I'd love to. And all you got to do is go to partnerwithnolly.com and, you make the invite.
Right.
And that's it's that easy, man. And by the way, let me share this. When I was recruited to Keller Williams by Gary Keller. Okay, so we happen to live in the same town. He lives about 8 miles from my house and his are about 8 miles difference. Much bigger house he's got. I'll say that. But when I was ranked number 7 in the city of Austin back in 2009, out of there was 9,800 agents in our MLS, and my production was number 7. So that's when you start getting the big dogs call. And Gary Keller's office called and said, "Hey, Gary wants to meet with you." So I did. And I was at Remax at the time. Loved Remax. I mean, never thought of leaving. Liked what Gary had to say, and I switched. And in our meeting, the first book that Gary gave me was this one right here, called "The Secret to Permanent Prosperity." This is by Mike Hernacki. The Secret to Permanent Prosperity. And I'll just tell you guys a secret. I would highly recommend you read the book. But the secret is give value and receive value in return. That's the secret. That's permanent prosperity. You give people, and that's what you do, Jay. That's why you guys are so successful. You've been doing that for years.
I found the same secret that if you focus on adding value to people's lives, figure out how you can add the most value to one person's life and do that to as many people as often as you can, then everything else kind of just takes care of itself, right? Like it really does. That's the way the world works. And it's amazing. So yeah, I love it. That's a great recommend. Now, what was the name of that book again?
It's called The Secret to Permanent Prosperity.
Secret to Permanent Prosperity. All right. I'm going to
Mike Hernacki.
Love it.
On Amazon.
Love it.
$10.
So let me be real quick here. I just want to share this because I want everybody to see there's levels to this game here. Hang on a second. Let me look.
Yeah.
It's going to make me share the whole screen. So
no worries.
Everybody's going to see all of what we're doing here. But so that's what the site looks like. So what if you could earn an extra $3,000 to $10,000 or more in passive income every single month, doing no more than you're currently doing, and then you've got a video there. I love it. So that is a great strategy. So that's why what you're saying is invite to watch this, and then what happens is there's a call to action. I'm assuming at the end of this, right? So
the CTA is right underneath. Right. I used to make the call to action where it would only go live at the end of the video, but I have it there. So when you click on that, that's what opens up the whole experience to the person of everything that's offered. And by the way, a lot of these people I'm talking to for 6 months, 12 months, 18 months. I've got a guy I've been talking to for 2 years, and he's now ready to join. The reality is they're all coming. We already know they're coming. So here's the thing. I'd rather have a person upset with me that I continue to reach out to them about the opportunity versus being upset with me that I didn't.
Yeah.
Because they're going to find out about it through somebody else and say, "Man, how come you never told me about this?" They're going to be upset at you one way or another.
Right.
So I'd rather have them pissed off at me for sharing the opportunity. And again, I basically invite, and when you raise your hand and say you're interested, then that's when I follow up. So on the next page,
I'll show it. I'm going to show it because it's good and it's so good I can't not show it.
Okay.
Yeah, great work here. This is great. So
yeah, I get a lot of leads from that site, man. It's and I'm a ClickFunnels junkie.
Yep, it works.
Yeah,
I'm spread this out so everybody sees this and not the back end of. So mentorship masters.
Mentorship master, special invitation. And so and you have to lead them. So I say, step 1, watch the video below. Okay, that's step 1. And then step 2 is request more information. And then that video is just taking a while to load, no biggie. Basically that's the model explained. That's all it is. I took the model explain, I downloaded it, right, MP4. And then I have my video guy add a bumper to the beginning of it and another bumper to the end. Right.
Nice. Yep. And then you capture the lead here, right?
Yeah. Lead capture form goes right to my ClickFunnels. And then step 3, they can schedule a call with me.
Right. Love it. That's perfect. That's beautiful.
Yeah. And the rest of it is just tons and tons of videos because some people will want to go deeper. The rest of it's a lot of videos and then a lot of FAQs, frequently asked questions. Because I want people to be able to self-discover. I was talking to a gal yesterday. Okay, she's been a realtor for 20 years, And I said, hey, have you, let me share. She said, Knolly, I've already watched every video.
Right.
And I think I learned that from you, Jay, is that if you've got them interested, why not continue to show more and more content on the same play?
Yeah.
Same play.
Yeah. The average agent, I think, probably consumes more like 8 hours of content, you know what I'm saying, before they join. And so, people used to say, oh, yeah, well, that video's too long. No one's going to sit down and watch it. I'm going to tell you right now, they will. They'll watch it. I got people that watch it. I can see it because we track it inside of the Expert Mentors tool. I can see how many times they watch it. Sometimes they watch it 3 or 4 times, or they're either that or they've shared it with someone and said, listen, you got to watch this right now. Like their partner or their spouse or somebody else that's in their office or whatever. And so they will watch it. And so, yeah, I love this process of getting them access to lots of different things that might interest them. This is great stuff. And it's all focused around adding value to the agent. That's what makes this, this whole opportunity, the opportunity is because we can actually help people. And if we can help an agent with where they're at and where they want to go, they're going to be a lot more likely to partner with us on this platform. If we can demonstrate how we can help them. So very, very cool stuff. All right, cool, man. I love it. That's great.
The other thing I do, I wrote this book called Success with Listings, and I wrote this one back in 2015, and it's 430 pages. Now, the reason I wrote it, one, I'm a nerd. Okay,
that's a lot of pages. Actually.
2, I kept people having this, hey man, I want to pick your brain. So finally, I picked it. Took 430 pages to do, but it's step by step. It's a system on how to generate listings, but then people were like, well, how do I get leads? So I created this other book called Triple My Listings. Now this is a free plus shipping. This is my free plus shipping offer. And anybody can create one of these. So you create, whether it be a PDF, a video, a system, whatever it is. And you just say, hey guys, it's absolutely free. You capture their information when they get it, and then you follow up with them. Hey, how'd you like my personal help and coaching to help you achieve your goals? You're already going to know, you're going to learn how to do it right here, but how would you also like my personal help and coaching?
Right.
And if you do that, and by the way we used to always do that, Jay, you and I, is we would upsell them to $1,000 package or $10,000 or an $18,000 or my $24,000 package, which I used to have. And now we don't have to upsell them to anything except join me.
Right. How great would it be to get all that value in the $24,000 package and not have to pay us anything? That really is essentially the thing. And I said this, in the first year I was at EXP, when I joined, there was, 5,000 agents, and it started really taking off right about the time we had joined. But it became clear to me, I said, you're going to change the whole entire coaching industry. I was like, because we were coaches and that was our business model. But I was like, this isn't just changing real estate, brokerage. Like this is starting to, going to make its way into really disrupting anybody who tries to charge real estate agents for just about anything. That's right. What happened. And anyone who adds value at a high level to real estate agents should have a real estate license and be at EXP. The business model is unquestionably a bigger opportunity than anything you can create for yourself. And that was what Glenn was known for saying was, we're going to make this opportunity so big that the right people are going to want to come join us. What he was saying was, we're going to make this opportunity so big that you're going to leave, you're going to stop doing what you're doing, and you're going to come over here and try to align it to what we're doing. And that's going to be the bigger opportunity for you. And that was what it was for us. We saw that. I didn't live in Puerto Rico before. I just put it that way. I do now, right? It's with my whole family living in Puerto Rico. There's a reason for that. And it's because this opportunity was bigger than anything that we could even had a vision for ourselves. So that's pretty awesome, man. And so you're doing it. That's a great way for you to align the things that you're already doing to helping agents, getting them to join you, partner with you at EXP.
And here's the thing too, Jay, that as you already know, when they join, they're going to make more money here. I mean, dude, just look at our organization. I mean, we've got a phenomenal organization. And we call it an upline affectionately. But we have senior partners that are absolutely phenomenal. I mean, I've got Kevin and Fred, right above me. Guys sell 450 homes a year, $100 million in real estate a year. They've been friends of mine for 12 years. Then right above them is Curtis Johnson, 3,500. Yeah, the guy's a beast. He's got 3,500 in his organization, and he sold thousands of homes. And we've got Chuck Fazio. We've got we've got you, we've got Mike. I mean, the organization is absolutely, we've got Brent Grove. It's all
the way to Brent, Rob Flick, Gene Frederick, Sheila
Yeah.
Fairbairn. Like I mean, that literally is that's an all-star cast for sure.
Yeah, it's incredible.
Here's the thing: is it doesn't matter where you're at in your business. There's no question that the people that are in alignment with you can, if you can't, somebody can solve their problem, whatever it might be, however big it might be. I mean, you think about it. Well, okay, does anybody had an 850 single office brokerage? I have a question. Oh yeah, that would be Chuck Fozzie. We'll just get him out on the call. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, there's this. I mean, it's incredible that that the alignment that you have with such great people that can help any agent with any problem, and more importantly, in most cases, have built systems and processes around doing so. So it's not just being partnered with someone and they can help you, or they've had the success that you want to have, but actually having to help people, right?
Yeah, and not only that,
it's not you sell as many houses as I want to sell someday, but you build systems.
Yeah, and they're really reaching out and saying, hey, how can I help you? And I'm like, well, let me get back to you, because I know there's sometime you're going to be able to help me in the future at some point. In other words, because in other organizations that I've joined, they say, hey, we'll help you, but they really don't want to help you. Like even coaching programs, it's like, hey, you've got access to, whoever the bigger guys up in the coaching organization, but they really don't want to deal with those people, right? But here, it's like a benefit for us all. It's one big fire, as you put it, one big fire. It's amazing.
Yep, absolutely. Okay, so tell me, what does the communication look like that you're doing? Because you're what I say, if you're on this list of top 200, you're a leader creating leaders within your own organization.
Yeah.
And so what are you doing? What's the communication look like? Is there group text? Is there weekly calls? Is there individual things that you're doing for a meeting them or coaching or anything like that? What does that look like for your group?
Yeah, so we've created a phenomenal, what we call a family, right? So we have a phenomenal workplace group where everybody's there and we're kind of all loving on each other and helping each other. Every single Thursday, we have a coaching call that I lead. It's about an hour every Thursday. So I have about 20 minutes of content where I teach, and it's either leads, leverage, or attraction. That's all we teach. And mindset, of course.
For sure,
yeah.
Mindset is always chapter one, right?
I mean, that's in every call. So we do that every single week. We meet up. We do a meetup. We call it the Mentorship Masters Roundtable. Then I have a portal that I've created, and it is basically it's an education, like a back end, like almost like a subscription site, but it's you log in and every single thing is archived, every coaching call, every training that we've done, and they're archived in different categories. So we've got lead generation, agent attraction, all different. And there's probably now over 200 hours of training in that, what we call portal, the Mentorship Masters portal.
That's nice.
I've got a guy full time on staff that manages our agents, because with 150 agents, I mean, you want to support those people.
Yeah.
So I've got a full-time support person on staff. All my systems and tools. So I created a lot of systems and tools in my business, all my back-end systems, my workflows, my worksheets, and my systems that I created for my personal listing business. They get all that's been unbranded, so they can recreate, not have to recreate the wheel.
Wipe and deploy.
Yeah, exactly. And even my seller guide. So I created a customizable seller guide that I wrote, and I give that to all the agents so they can use that on their listing appointments, along with my pre-listing package and seller video. So there's really a plethora of services that we offer to the agents. But really, the way we try to communicate is, number one, through workplace, and then we have that weekly communication. And then, of course, if they need to reach out to me, they can. But what I found, Jay, is that if you have everything sort of in a portal and it's systematic, like you guys have done, the only way they can fail is by failure to follow the system.
Right. Failure to engage, right? Like if you don't jump on the calls, if you don't go, look to try to get your problem solved, if you don't raise your hand, then we can't fix that. That part's on you. But if you're hungry and you want to grow, it sounds like an all you can eat buffet, right?
That's it. Yeah. But it's step by step too, because a lot of people love that, but some people get lost. Like, what do I do? Right. It's too much. So we have a step by step, kind of like partner fast track, same or fast start, same right. kind of concept. So we make sure they go through the partner fast start that Mike Reese.
So they know all the things that we're talking about, right? So when you come on board, you're not lost and like, oh, I don't know, what is Knolly? What site do I go to? Like, right? Like
enterprise. Yeah.
Right. There you go.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. Because here's the thing, it can be overwhelming, but when you're in this to be successful, I invested 5 years at Remax. I invested 10 years at Keller Williams. Hey, what it's no problem. I'm here, man. I'm not going anywhere. So the thing is, I left Keller Williams. My last my profit share check from last month was about less than $100. Okay. The same, I was over 15,000 here after 24 months. So, and my stock portfolios, EXP's paid me over $100,000, not stock that I purchased, just that I've been awarded for doing the same things that I would have done where I was. It's almost laughable, how phenomenal it is. Yeah. It's incredible.
It's almost unbelievable, right? Like most people probably watching this that aren't at EXP. If this is, I've got it on YouTube, so who knows who's watching. But it's all I got to say is, if you're not here, you should be here. Don't be last. You know what I'm saying? Let's go. All right. So the technology, any particular technology you're using for the LMS, like that learning management system? What is that you're using?
Yeah.
For the videos or for tracking videos, any of that kind of stuff?
Yeah, so I still use ClickFunnels for I've built that side of it onto like a member site,
right?
So it's membership based. People log in, and it's tied to their EXP email. So we give them a username and password and log in and all that. So, but there's others out there like Kajabi. One of our agents uses that, really loves it. He's building his group, the Freedom Team, on top of Kajabi. And by the way, I've got people joining me, like the gentleman I'm talking about, Artemis Prime. He was my coach. I've had coaching. I was 8 months in the business, and I started paying $1,000 a month for coaching. 8 months in the business.
Yeah,
I always had a coach since then.
Same here.
Yeah, and so my latest coach was more of a life, health, business all around coach. And after I joined EXP about a year in, I was like, I looked at him, we were at a seminar together, and I said, man, you have, we were doing our, what we call wealth dynamics profile, kind of like the disc, but different. And I could see that his profile is one that I needed on my team. And I was like, man, why don't you just get your license? And I was halfway joking, but he had been a top recruiter for another company, was one of the top 5, I think, out of 25,000 people. And anyway, he looked at it. He said, and then he told me, would tell me more about it. So I shared with him about EXP. No brainer. Got his license, and now he's building with me here, and doing that. So there's a lot of people that are in other industries that are going to be joining us as well.
For sure. Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't make sense that if you have any influence in the real estate industry, not to get a real estate license, because that's so easy to do, and then leverage that influence to introduce people to this partnership opportunity with you and everyone else in the group. So that's awesome. So let me ask this. So one of the challenges I think that I've seen is the balance. You've obviously gotten to a point where you've stepped out of production, and you're that allows you to spend time with new people that you're bringing on, and then also supporting your team. About how are you spending your time? Is what percentage of your time is spent doing what as it relates to support or conversations with new people, that kind of thing?
Yeah. So when you first start building this thing, you want to be on the top 200 list that we have here, Honey Badgers. When you start doing this, you really have to carve out time, and I say 2 hours a day. Okay. Now Brent Gove only had to carve out one day a week, 2 or 3 hours. But I started carving out, and this is what I've done consistently through my career. I call it do the 2. So, and I did it this morning, 9 o'clock to 11, every single day. I do lead generation. And for me, it's agent attraction. What I tell agents is if you're still in production, Monday through Thursday, you're going to do production. You're going to just generate leads for your business. But Friday, take that for agent attraction. Okay, every Friday from 9 to 11, and so that's really that's what I do. But I do it as a as a career. But now, and it takes 2 years. I mean, you're going to be reaching out to people and doing everything you do to build up. Once you get up to 100, 150 agents, the thing just really becomes an organism. I mean, you've got to keep feeding it, right?
Right.
But so now what I've done is all of my time goes toward my 3-way calls with my group and really help and support and building and help them succeed. I haven't taprooted yet. I'm gonna start doing that. That's
so good of a strategy.
That's next. Yeah, that's next. But really,
if you get to the point, so this is people running.
Mm-hmm.
Right. I got a lag time. I got my island internet.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay, good. All right. So I forgot what I was going to say. It'll come back to me. It was the internet and then my ADHD combined.
Yeah. Here's what I'm going to share. 2 things real quick. So I did a spreadsheet, and I heard on a panel that you guys, I think it was you, Gene Frederick. It was you over on that panel, and he started talking about that. It's just math. You're going to grow by 10% per month compounded. So I did a 10-year spreadsheet of a trajectory of growth for my organization. Right. And it's on track. It's right on track. And then I looked at this other thing. I said, what if I had worked a job and I was on a pension? Now that almost doesn't even exist anymore, where you actually go and work for 30 years for the same job and get a pension. But let's just say it happened. If I was making $200,000 salary and I had worked there for 30 years, you know what my pension would be? My annual pension?
What?
$90,000. It'd be $7,500 a month. After 30 years of grinding on a job, but look at this, Jay. I've been here 24 months.
Right, here at 16. Right.
And I'm already making double that.
Right.
So it's worth the work.
Let me break this down for folks, because this is the part that I think most people don't get. That when you're talking about compounding, this is compounding passive income. And what I mean by that is when you say you're growing at 10% a month, and I'm going to go ahead and share this. I hope I don't get in trouble for it, but I'm going to share it anyways, because this is what I think people need to see. If they understood this, they would already be here, because that they would stop doing things they shouldn't be doing. They would be doing this.
Absolutely.
And so this is my spreadsheet, and I know you have one too, probably. But I tracked it and my growth rate per month was out of sorts for the first year, right? It was way out of sorts. But as you get down to, this is where I'm paying attention to now. I'm now in year 4, so I've been here 3 years, but my growth rate is now pretty steady when you add this up. Let's just do it, so we're not making stuff up here. So if you go back, how many ever months that is an average of 4.67% growth rate, right?
We don't see your screen, Jay.
No, you don't. Oh, I didn't share it. Dadgummit. My bad. I didn't hit the share button. Thank you for that. Right. Everybody's like, what? I can't see it. So what I was doing was I was taking so this is my agent count growth over the last year, and this is that growth rate that I've been experiencing, right? So the growth rate.
Nice.
Per month.
Mm-hmm.
And so just adding that up and then looking at the average. So it's 4.71. I reached back one more month. It's been averaging a little bit over 6 if you go back a year. Gotcha. And so what does that mean exactly? Well, it means that, at the beginning of this month, there's 4,615, and that if you do the math, right? So 5% is what I'm predicting growth rate that I'm going to be in 12 months. That means I'm going to be almost double. You know what I'm saying? You're going to almost double in 12 months. And you're saying at 10%. So the math is at 5.95% compounded monthly is doubling in 12 months, right? So your pace is above that right now, which means your group is doing well. But that's where you're at today. You will be more than double, probably a lot more than double in 12 months.
Oh, yeah.
So that's what you're seeing is the projection for your business, right?
Correct. Yeah. So and when you look at it mathematically, let's say right now I'm at 15,000. So within a few months I'll be at 25,000 a month, then 40 a month. Well, by this time next year, I'll be at 40 a month.
Right.
40,000 a month. So
and I can tell you that's true because the book's already been written. Gene, Rob, Sheila, Brent, everybody that's been here longer than all of us, I see their numbers and I see where they're at, and 12 months later, I'm where they're at, depending on how much further behind I was when I got in.
correct.
And it's incredible how big the opportunity is. And what I think people don't realize is they think, oh, well, I'm too late. No, you're not. There's going to be 250,000 agents that join in the next 3 years that join under somebody.
Right.
Under somebody. There's no other way to get in the company. You have to join under somebody. Those people are going to go under somebody. So the person that's going to make the most money in revenue share may not even be here yet, right? Like that's a huge get that a lot of people I don't think understand. So the time is now. I wouldn't wait 3 years because I don't think the opportunity looks the same in 3 years.
No, I don't either. I think the time is now, and you and I were approached probably multiple times. I think I tracked at least 30 different times that agents had emailed me about EXP. They never really took most of them did a piss poor job of explaining the model or getting me interested enough to watch the video.
Right.
That was the key, getting me interested enough, because I wasn't drinking the Kool-Aid. I was on an IV drip.
Right. Yeah.
I was tapped in, man. I was unrecruitable. I was not going anywhere. But and then now I see this hashtag unrecruitable. It's absolutely ridiculous, man.
That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Right?
Yeah, I was talking to a gal.
It's like saying I'm not open-minded.
Yeah, I was talking to a gal yesterday, and we were talking about, she's very numbers oriented. She's got an MBA and all this, and so I was saying, well, you see the math there. What else is there? Because it's from a logical standpoint, she could see it. She says, well, I just love my family here. I said, look, you're going to get a whole new family. It's going to be a good family. I get it. It's hard to switch churches sometimes. I get that. Right. But I said, now you look at it, you're paying $500 a month for that love where you are right now. And that money could be going to your, to your family, because when you think about it, Jay, she's paying a 6% franchise fee every single month. I said, well, if you had been here, for the past year, instead of paying a 6% franchise fee, you'd be paying 5% if you choose into our agent equity program, buying stock at a 10% discount. Okay. And your stock portfolio would be about $40,000 right now. So you actually paid 40 grand for that family you love so much. What would your family think about that?
Escalate. That's really sweet of you. I mean, I like people like that,
Yeah.
It is, man. You got to do the math, and I increasingly see companies that are doing stiffer contracts with you lose everything when you leave. There's some companies out there that have, when you leave the company, you don't get any commission on any deals that you have. I mean, that's crazy to me. Like that's just it's sad, honestly. That's the kind of things that are out there. But you gotta be smart. You're in business. This is a business. And you got to make good business decisions, and it doesn't make sense for you to continue to pay, especially even if the support's great, the training and the support that you're going to get here is just it's unmatchable.
It's because the fact, and I didn't realize this when I joined. We have over 600 full-time employees that are really support people. Imagine having a support team of 600 people. I mean, everywhere you turn, you're getting help. It's amazing, absolutely amazing. Right. Yeah.
So let me ask this. So at this point,
hey Jay, your mic is cutting out a little bit.
Yeah.
Is that
probably the old island internet here?
Okay, I see. I hear you. I hear you now.
All right.
Yeah.
So you got 125, 150 people in your org now, and at that point, it's almost certainly there's some people that see the opportunity side of this and are focused on it, right? And sometimes you can influence and lead those people and help them and groom them to do more and more and more. But and then other times they get it and they're going to do it regardless of if you're going to help them out. There's some of that has to be happening at this size, which is why you have the 10% growth rate per month. What are you doing to try to? And I want to make this point because I want everybody to understand this.
You're muting out now, Jay. Try that. Okay, I can hear. No.
This is my connection. I know it is.
Okay, try that.
All
No.
Right.
No.
Nothing.
Okay, I hear you now. I can hear you now.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. So you're
good?
saying I heard most of what you said. So what am I doing now to
What are you doing to help them with agent attraction? Because that's what that's where the opportunity is for you is to help them with agent attraction. So what things are you doing for them to help them with that? I saw you have a system, right? Which is important. You have a ClickFunnels offer, a page. They don't have to go create their own page and do all that mess. You did it for them. So what else? Is there anything else that you're doing to help them with that agent attraction? Obviously, three-way calls are something that you're engaging in and that kind of stuff. How important is all of that?
Yeah, it's hugely important. The three-way calls, doing the three-way calls the right way, which I'm just now learning. You know, let's face it, man. A lot of what we're doing, we're learning this as we go because we've never built an organization this way, right?
Right.
But the truth is, so what I do is I give my agents an attraction site, their own agent attraction site, which they earn after they have attracted their first agent. They get their own attraction site that's directly all built around them. So I help them that way. But, you know, Kevin and Fred said something to me. Actually, it was Fred. I won't give Kevin the credit for it on this one, but he said something to me when I was out on a walk about 2 weeks ago. He says, man, what is your goal this year? I said, well, this year I want to grow to 600 agents. I'm at 150. I want to grow to 600. He said, all you've got to do is get 6 agents. Or that's 450. So I need 5 agents that are willing to grow by 100.
Right.
Know? And I was like, man, that I like that. I like that way of thinking.
Right.
So now 100% of my activities are really geared toward helping my group grow and making it easier for them to make the invite.
Right.
And I think part of that too, Jay, is not getting them to a point where they don't have to feel like they have to know everything to invite to EXP. It's just like all you do is create curiosity. That's it. You create curiosity. And so when they start asking questions like, well, how does it work? Wait, hold up a minute. Let me have you watch this video and then let me get you on a call with my with my sponsor.
Right. Yeah.
And that's it. You know, they toss it over their shoulder, man. And it takes the burden off of them. So but I am eager to learn better ways to support my group, honestly. So I'll be probably tapping you and Mike and others for that, because we want to grow our group to 40,000 agents, and we want to do that over the next 10 years. And we want to, and those 40,000 will be added through the agents that I have right now, not on my first line.
Right.
Okay? So I, that's the whole, that's a big key for us. Big time. Mm-hmm.
To have the kind of growth that you're having, supporting those agents the shift becomes from me sponsoring to helping others sponsor.
Correct.
And it's a huge deal. What you're doing is amazing. I think that's all the kind of questions I have. Anything else you want to share? Let me ask you this. I did have one. I got a couple questions I'd like to ask. So
yeah, your mic is working great too, by the way.
Yeah, if the mic's hot, then we're going to keep on going. All right. So what's the biggest mistake you see agents make as it relates to agent attraction?
So the biggest mistake by far to me is not engaging in it. I hear people say, and I did a video about this, EXP does a lot of recruiting, and I have to correct them. I say, EXP doesn't do any recruiting. In fact, we have 600 full-time employees. We don't have a paid recruiter on staff.
Right.
What you're getting is, we have over 40,000 owners. So I'm a business owner. I own EXP just like you do. So if you own a company, you got to talk about it, So I would say talk about it, but then do it correctly. Follow the model. The model is this: create curiosity. Number one, just get them interested. Okay. Then make sure that they watch the video. You could do it with them, like Brent likes to do, or whatever your method is. Make sure they watch, and then you get them on a 3-way. Right. That's the model. That's the model.
That's the system right there. That's it. It's simple. If they do that, it works. If they edify you, put you on the call, you'll figure out how you can best serve and help them. Right. And then that's what gets them to to be more open-minded to a new brokerage. They don't want to join. They don't want to switch brokerages. That's not what they want. What they want is their life to be better. And how we're going to make it better is going to come from asking them some questions and trying to genuinely figure out how we can help them accomplish that through EXP, which we know has the best tools and the best business model to serve the agent. And so let Knolly do the work, right? And that's how, and that's the process. So as you get to this stage, you know, you're either, if you're watching this and you're not on the top 200 list, then you have somebody in your organization that should be following a system very similar to this. Find them and be leveraging them the same way. And if you're wanting to get to this level, then you're going to have to learn to start doing some of these things and trying to add value. Now you can all leverage our systems and we make all of that available to everybody in our group. So you can be leveraging what we've created as well. Because everybody we join with underneath us gets it as well. So you guys want to leverage us as well and all the free stuff, NAEA and that kind of stuff as well. But good stuff, man. This was a great call, dude. You really broke down some great systems and processes. I love what you're doing. I know you're adding a ton of value to a lot of people's lives, and I'm looking forward to seeing that number continue to skyrocket and another great year here at EXP in 2021.
Yeah, well, you know, I got to say this, Jay. There's no way that I could do what I do without you, man. There's just it's impossible, because what you've done and what Mike is doing and what, you know, the whole organization in our group is doing, you know, all of Honey Badgers, is we're showing each other what's possible.
Right.
Without me knowing what's possible. I mean, I saw when right now I'm number 5 of the top 200. Yep. And I remember guys were like, man, how in the world are you getting all these level 1s? Well, now guess what? They're doing it themselves, and they're right on my heels because they saw it was possible.
Right.
They saw it was possible.
Right.
I've got another training which I'll share with our Honey Badgers, which is it chronicles how I got to my first 40 in 8.5 months. It took me 8.5 months to do it, and I share exactly what I did to do it. So
yeah,
we'll share that out with everybody as well.
Yep, that might be a company record. I don't know. There's two or three in the top 200 that did it real fast.
I think Chauncey got.
Chauncey might be tall, I think. But yeah, that's a big deal. I mean, that's a huge deal if you're able to do that. And so, yeah, man, awesome stuff. Appreciate you, Knolly. Love you, man. And as always, anything you need, let us know. I appreciate everybody watching it and chiming in. What's up? I give Sam Holman a shout out. He's always consuming content. He's a stud. Appreciate you guys again. Once again, we'll be doing these interviews periodically. Be looking for them. Top 200 interviews. Our Honey Badgers here at EXP, man. Peace.